Hello everyone, this is Dr. Mihir Shah once again with another video. In this video, we are going to solve April 2025 University question paper under the subject Wealth Management. Again, a very important video for all the TYBMS Sem V students. Now, in this video, we are going to solve all the practical problems that had appeared in this paper April 2025. So, let us start one by one. What are the questions asked and how you need to solve them in the most simplest manner. Okay, the very first question which was given was, Mr. Monk, an individual submits the following information relevant for the assessment year 24-25. Find out the net taxable income of Mr. Monk for assessment year 24-25 after applying the provisions of set off and carry forward of losses. Now, whenever you get such sum based on set off and carry forward, remember first always income from salary will appear, then house property, then business and profession, then we have capital gain, and then other sources. Okay, you need to just remember the rules, what income or what losses can be set off against what all things, and what things cannot, can be carried forward, and for how many years they can be carried forward. Okay, so now based on this, let us see how we need to solve the sum. The very first thing, okay, the very first thing that should appear will always be income from salary. So let us see what all things are given. See, they're giving you long-term capital gain, short-term capital gain, income from salary, income from speculative business, loss from a Jew house, income from Bandra house, long-term capital loss, interest received, income from Parel house, loss from speculative business, and income from non-speculative business. They've also given you carry forward loss from non-speculative business is 60,000 pertaining to the year 2021, and carry forward loss is 40,000 pertaining to the year 22-23. So your sum will always start from income from salary. So the very first thing will be income from salary. So we wrote down here income from salary 5,50,000. Next, house property. So house property, we can see loss from Jew house, loss from Bandra house, income from Bandra house and income from Parel house. So we add up the two incomes and we will less the loss. Okay, so that will come as income from Bandra house for 4 lakhs, income from Parel house is 95,000, and loss from Jew house is 2,05,000. When you subtract, you still have a positive income, so it comes on the outer side 2,90,000. After house property comes business. So now business mein we have income from speculative business A and loss from speculative business B. So in speculative can be set off with speculative, so we will subtract that, and non-speculative, so that wait, I'll just mark this as income A, income B, income from non-speculative business C, and non-speculative carry forward 60,000. So income from speculative A 1,20,000 minus loss from speculative B 91,000. Subtract, if it's positive income it will come outside. Same income from non-speculative C less set off which was carry forward 60,000, outer column 1,05,000. After that, that's Roman number 3. So next one will be capital gains. So we have long-term capital gain of 95,000 and long-term capital loss of 40,000. Along with that, we even have short-term loss of 60,000. Now, short-term can be set off with long-term. So let us see how we need to put that in the problem. So it will be long-term capital gain of RNV 95,000 and long-term loss of Adani 65,000. Okay, and the long-term loss which was given 40,000 to set it off. So 95,000 positive minus 65,000 minus 40,000. We still have negative 10,000. So that will get carry forward. And short term loss, since long term is already in loss, so you cannot set off the short term with the long term. So negative 60,000 will again be carry forward for short term capital loss also. Lastly, income from other source may we have fixed deposits. So we'll note down that interest received on a bank FD, okay, which is 68,000. Okay, this is FD. So that's it. Then after that we just have to total it up. 5,50,000 plus 2,90,000 plus 29 plus 1,05,000 plus 68,000. So we get a total taxable income as 10,42,000. So this is how you all had to solve the very first sum. You all can go through it once. Okay, now the next sum. CA Nitin Singhal sold the house property on 1st Jan 2024 for 92 lakhs located at Kota. Transfer expenses amounted to 5 lakhs and the above house was purchased on 2004 for rupees 15 lakhs. Singhal made some improvement in the year 2008-9 for 6 lakhs and in the year 12-13 for 6 lakhs. Compute the amount of taxable capital gain for the assessment year 24-25 and then they are giving you all the CIIs. So the rule is very simple. The format is, first you have to always note down sale less all the transfer charges, okay, less index cost of acquisition less index cost of improvement. You minus everything, you will get your long-term capital gain. So very first thing will come sales less transfer charges. So sales was 92 lakhs and transfer charges was 5 lakhs. So 92 minus 5 lakhs comes to 87 lakhs at your net sale consideration. Then come index cost of acquisition. So that is cost of acquisition which was 15 lakhs. CII of the previous year was 348 and the year in which it was purchased was 113. So when we put into the formula 15 lakhs into 348 divided by 113, we get the answer as 46 lakhs 19,469. Same way we have index cost of improvement. There were two improvements. The first improvement of 6 lakhs in the year 12-13 when the CII was 200. So first one was 2008-9 when the CII was 137. So 6 lakhs into 348 upon 137 and 6 lakhs into 348 upon 200. We get the answer. We total up all the index cost, we put it outside and then we subtract it from the net sales consideration. So final answer after minusing should have been 15 lakhs 12,443. One of the most simplest problem sum and very easy to score. Long-term capital gains. You all can go through it once. Okay, next. Following is the balance sheet of Alok Limited. Find out the current ratio, liquid ratio, debt equity ratio and capital gearing ratio. So they're giving you a balance sheet and they ask you to find those 4 ratios. So let us see one by one. The very first thing is current ratio. Formula is current assets upon current liability. So I've written the formula here and the solution. So current asset, let's see what all will come. We have stock, we have debtors, we have bill receivable, we have prepaid expense. 4 things. In current liability, we have outstanding wages, trade payable, and bank overdraft. So 2,40,000 and 11,000. So we add up, okay, and when you divide, you will get your first answer as 1.793. So in this, basically, you just have to remember the formula very carefully and what comes under each heading. That is the most important part. Next is liquid ratio, that is quick assets upon quick liability. Okay, so very simple. In quick asset, you only have debtors and bill receivable. You do not add stock and prepaid. And under quick liability, other than bank overdraft, the other 2 things. So we have trade payable and outstanding. So again, we add up, we divide, we get the answer as 1.125. Next is debt equity ratio. Formula is debt fund. So in this, debt fund is 3,30,000, that's bank loan, upon equity fund. So equity fund where we have equity share plus preference share plus all the profits, reserve and surpluses less preliminary expense, that is fictitious. So basically debt equity, in that equity fund you have your net owners fund. Okay, So net owners fund is everything. We have equity share plus preference share plus reserve and surplus less all the fictitious assets. Okay, so we add up, we divide, we get the answer as 0.324. Last is capital gearing ratio. Capital gearing ratio का formula is debt plus preference share upon equity fund. Okay, now see here in debt equity mein we have equity fund that will be basically total owners fund. Okay, whereas under capital gearing, since preference share has already been used up in the numerator, instead of preference share everything will come. So debt is 3,30,000, preference share was 1,50,000, that's the numerator. Now for the equity fund, you have to only take equity part. So equity 8 lakh plus reserve and surplus 89,000 less fictitious 20,000. So you add less, okay, divide, and we get the answer as 0.5523. So this is how you all had to solve the sum based on ratio analysis. You all can go through it once. Okay, the next sum. Following are the deposits detail provided by Dr. Vimal for assessment year 2024-25. Income from salary, income from house property, interest received on saving bank, income from business, and then he given you some other information that Dr. Vimal is handicapped. Contribution made by him for recognized provident fund is 86,000. Dr. Vimal also paid 75,000 toward medical premium using HDFC Bank. Wife of Dr. Vimal is handicapped and dependent, and compute the taxable income of Vimal after allowing the deduction under chapter 6A. So the format is very simple. It comes from income from salary, then house property, business profession, other source, and then we do all the deduction. So let us see how to. First, income from salary. Salary was 9,15,000, so we note down here 9,15,000. Then income from house property 8,50,000, noted down. Income from business 8,40,000, we have noted down. And income from, see, capital gains are not given, so directly you have income from other source, that is saving bank. We add up, we get gross total income, which is 27,05,000. From that we will start all our deductions. Okay, so under deduction number 1, first under saving bank ka deduction mein we get under TTA, limit is only 10,000. So interest on saving bank account limit is 10,000, so we take 10,000. Secondly, he has contributed to provident fund. Contribution come under ATC, so ATC 86,000. Okay, Dr. Vimal is also handicapped, and the wife of Dr. Vimal is also handicapped. Okay, so 2 sections. ATU, he himself is handicapped. So under that, and they haven't given you any percentage, so we take 75,000. The wife itself is also handicapped, so dependent double D, again 75,000. Mediclaim paid was 75,000, but they haven't mentioned whether he is a senior citizen or not, so we consider him not a senior citizen. Maximum limit is 25,000, so we get a deduction of 25,000. Add up all the deduction under chapter 6A, we put it outside. So then 27,05,000 minus 2,71,000, we subtract whatever answer you get, that will be a final answer. So we get the answer as, okay, so 27,05,000, okay, minus 2,71,000, we get the answer as 24,34,000. That is our net taxable income. Chalo, you all can go through it once. Okay, next question. Ms. Parky is an assessee whose estimated tax liability is 7,50,000 and TDS paid is 90,000 during the previous year. Calculate the advance tax payable on the respective due date. So now here they are giving you tax liability and TDS. So the first rule is gross tax liability was 7,50,000 less TDS of 90,000. So from the gross taxable liability, whatever they will give you when TDS is given, you add the TDS from the liability because that has already been paid, that tax has already been paid. So now our tax liability is 6,60,000 and now we need to calculate the advance tax payable. Okay, so that is in 4 parts on 4 different dates. Okay, so the computation is very simple. So we have to first note down the 4 due dates: on or before 15 June, 15 September, 15 December and 15th March. 6,60,000 is our tax liability. On that, first 15% you remove. So we got 99,000. Then 45%, that is 2,97,000. 75%, 4,95,000 and 100% is 6,60,000. So that is your cumulative value. Now we need to find the installment. The first number you take it as it is, which is 99,000. Then 2,97,000 minus 99,000 comes to 1,98,000. 4,95,000 minus 2,97,000, that is again 1,98,000. And lastly 6,60,000 minus 4,95,000, we get it as 1,65,000. As simple as that. Okay, so this is how you all have to solve the problem sum based on advance tax. So we can go through it once. Okay, so I hope you all have understood all the sums which were there in this particular question paper. Very simple, some particular rules you all need to just consider. Chalo, with that we will be ending this video here. Thank you.